Welcome to room 13.
The clock on the kitchen wall ticks louder than it should, each second slicing through the silence like a blade. It's 11:47 p.m., and I'm sitting at the table, clutching a mug of coffee that's gone cold. The air smells faintly of mildew and the metallic tang of fear. My fear. Outside, the street is still, the sodium glow of the streetlights pooling on empty sidewalks. No cars hum, no dogs bark. The town of Harrow's End holds its breath, waiting for midnight. It started 3 weeks ago. I'd stayed up late, scrolling through my phone, when I noticed the silence. Not the usual quiet of a small town winding down, but an absolute absence of sound. No creak of floorboards from my parents' room upstairs. No hum of the refrigerator. No distant train whistle that always carried on the wind. I glanced at the clock, 12:01 a.m. When I looked out the window, the street was empty. Not just quiet, but wrong. The lights were on in every house, but no shadows moved behind the curtains. No one was there. I checked the bedrooms. My parents' bed was empty, the sheets still warm. My sister's room, the same. I called their names, my voice swallowed by the house's unnatural stillness. I ran outside, barefoot, the pavement cold against my soles. I knocked on neighbors' doors, Mrs. Callahan's, the Wilsons, even old Mr. Tate's, who never slept. No one answered. The town was a husk, hollowed out in an instant. By 12:15, I was frantic, dialing 911. But the line was dead. Not busy, not disconnected, just nothing. I drove to the edge of town where the road dips into the pine forest, but a thick fog rolled in, so dense I couldn't see the hood of my car. Something about it felt alive, like it was watching me, daring me to drive into it. I turned back. At exactly 1 a.m., the world snapped back. The hum of the streetlights returned. A dog barked 2 streets over. My phone buzzed with a text from my sister. "Why are you banging on my door? It's late." I ran home, heart pounding, and found them all there. Mom, Dad, Sarah, acting like nothing had happened. They didn't remember me calling for them. They didn't believe me when I told them they'd been gone. It's happened every night since. At midnight, Harrow's End vanishes. The people, the sounds, the life, all gone. For 1 hour, I'm alone in a silent, empty world, surrounded by houses that feel like they're holding their breath. I've tried everything, staying awake, setting alarms, recording videos. The footage shows nothing, just me, screaming into empty rooms. I've tried following people, holding on to them as the clock strikes 12. But it doesn't matter. They slip through my fingers like smoke, their eyes glazing over just before they disappear. Tonight, I'm determined to figure it out. The clock reads 11:52. My hands tremble as I set the mug down, the ceramic clinking too loudly against the table. I've taped notes to every surface. Stay awake. Don't trust the silence. Find the source. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I can't keep living like this, caught in a loop of dread, the only one left behind. The air shifts at 11:58, growing heavy, like the moment before a storm. My skin prickles, and the hairs on my neck stand up. I stand, gripping the edge of the table, and stare at the clock. The second hand creeps toward 12. My heart hammers, a dull roar in my ears. The house feels too small, the walls pressing in, the shadows stretching too long across the floor. Midnight. The world goes silent. Not quiet, silent. The kind of silence that hurts, like a pressure in your skull. The clock stops ticking. The refrigerator's hum dies. I hold my breath, listening for anything. A creak, a whisper, a heartbeat. Nothing. I step to the window, my reflection pale and distorted in the glass. The street is empty, the streetlights casting their sickly yellow glow on nothing but pavement and grass. The houses stare back, their windows dark, like eyes without pupils. I grab my flashlight and step outside. The air is cold, sharp, with a faint smell of ozone, like a storm that never comes. My footsteps echo, too loud, as if the town is amplifying my presence to mock me. I walk to Mrs. Callahan's house, her porch light buzzing faintly, the only sound I've heard since midnight struck. Her door is unlocked, as always. Inside, the air is stale, the furniture untouched. Her knitting lies on the couch, the needles still threaded with yarn, as if she'd been there moments ago. But the house feels wrong, like it's waiting for something to fill it again. I move from house to house, my flashlight beam cutting through the dark. Every home is the same, empty, frozen, a snapshot of life interrupted. In the Wilsons' kitchen, a half-eaten sandwich sits on a plate, the bread starting to curl at the edges. In Mr. Tate's living room, his ancient radio is silent, the dial glowing faintly. I call out, my voice thin and brittle, swallowed by the void. No one answers. At the town square, I stop. The old clock tower looms over the empty benches, its hands frozen at midnight. The silence here is heavier, like a weight pressing on my chest. I shine my flashlight up at the clock face, and for a moment I swear I see something move in the reflection. A flicker of shadow, too quick to be sure. My stomach twists. I've never gone into the clock tower before. It's always been locked, a relic from when Harrow's End was founded, its gears rusted and still. But tonight, I notice the door at its base is ajar. I hesitate, my breath shallow. The flashlight trembles in my hand, casting jagged beams across the cobblestones. Every instinct screams at me to run, to go back home and wait for 1 a.m. when the world returns. But I can't. Not anymore. I push the door open, the hinges groaning like a low moan. Inside, the air is thick with dust, the smell of old metal and something sharper, like decay. A narrow staircase spirals upward, disappearing into the dark. I climb, each step creaking under my weight. The flashlight beam bounces off the walls, revealing cobwebs and rusted gears. Halfway up, I hear it, a faint hum like a heartbeat, pulsing through the tower. My skin crawls, but I keep going, drawn to the sound. At the top, I find the clock's mechanism, a tangle of gears and levers, frozen like the town itself. But in the center, there's something else, a mirror, tall and ornate, its surface rippling like liquid. I step closer, my reflection distorted, my face stretched and pale. The hum grows louder, vibrating in my bones. I reach out, my fingers brushing the mirror's surface. It's cold, impossibly cold, and it pulls at me, like a current dragging me under. I yank my hand back, heart racing, and that's when I see it. My reflection doesn't move. It stands there, staring, its eyes too wide, its mouth curling into a smile I didn't make. "Who are you?" I whisper, my voice barely audible. The reflection doesn't answer, but the hum intensifies, a low chant now, words I can't understand. The mirror ripples again and I see them, shadows in the glass, figures moving just beyond my reflection. My parents, my sister, Mrs. Callahan, the Wilsons, all of them, their faces blank, their eyes empty. They're trapped in there, in the mirror, in whatever lies beyond it. I stumble back, the flashlight slipping from my hand. It hits the floor, the beam spinning wildly, and the shadows in the mirror lunge forward, their hands pressing against the glass from the other side. The chant grows louder, a chorus of whispers, and I realize it's not coming from the mirror. It's coming from me. My lips are moving, speaking words I don't know, in a voice that isn't mine. I claw at my throat, trying to stop, but the words keep coming, faster, louder. The mirror pulses, the glass cracking at the edges. My reflection steps forward, out of the mirror, its smile splitting wider, revealing rows of sharp, glistening teeth. It's me, but not me. Something wearing my skin, something that's been waiting. "You're late," it says, its voice a hollow echo of mine. I scream, but the sound is swallowed by the tower's silence. The thing grabs my wrist, its touch burning cold, and pulls me toward the mirror. I fight, kicking, clawing, but it's too strong. The glass ripples as my hand passes through, and I see it. The other side. A void, endless and black, filled with countless figures, all staring at me, their mouths moving in unison, chanting my name. The twist comes as I'm dragged halfway through, my body half in the tower, half in the void. I see myself, another me, standing in the town square below, looking up at the clock tower, holding a flashlight. It's me from 3 weeks ago, the first night it happened. I'm not the survivor. I'm not the one left behind. I'm the one who's been gone all along, trapped in the mirror, while something else has been living my life, walking in my skin, waiting for me to find it. The clock strikes Identical AM, and the world snaps back. The mirror shatters, and I'm alone in the tower, the town alive again outside. But when I stumble downstairs and see my reflection in a broken shard of glass, it's not my face looking back. It's hers, the thing that took my place. And she's smiling,